In the ancient time, it is said that kings of Kantipur or Kathmandu were great devotees of the goddess Taleju. As the goddess was happy with them, she often used to come down to the palaces to advise and play games with the kings. In those days, kings were believed to be semi-divine. They were considered as the link between heaven and earth, and kings communicated with gods regularly for advice. Traditionally speaking, Taleju is the state goddess, the chief protector of the royal lineage and virgin mother of the world. Legend has it that goddess Taleju used to visit the kings in human form at night to advise king and to play dice. One night, the king Jayaprakash Malla, the last Malla king of Kantipur or present-day Kathmandu, under the influence of alcohol while playing a game with the visiting goddesses Taleju in the form of human, started lusting after her. The goddesses in rage stopped visiting the palace ever again. She predicted that both the end of his reign and the fall of his dynasty were near. The king, in regret, worshipped and pleaded for her return. Finally, the goddess agreed to appear in the body of a virgin girl from the Sakya family of a Newari caste. Kumari is a Nepali word meaning virgin goddess. The Kumari is selected from the Newari caste of Sakya goldsmith who are Buddhists. She must have the 32 virtues, among which some are unblemished body, the voice of a bird, and the neck of a dog. She must never cry or show fear. To test her courage, the child is shut in a room where several heads of sacrificed animals are placed. The one that emerges without a trace of fear is the chosen. Her horoscope must match that of a king in every detail. She must also not bleed. As soon as she bleeds during puberty or due to an injury, the goddess is believed to leave her body and the child is relieved of her duties as a living goddess and the search for another goddess begins. The living goddess is housed in a building overlooking the Hanuman Dokha Palace and the Taleju Temple at the Kathmandu Darbar Square. The entrance to the building is guarded by large stone lions. The day the Kumari temple was finished was the same day of the Indra Jatra festival, one of the most colorful festivals in Kathmandu. The Gorkha army was at the gates, preparing for an assault on Kathmandu. King Prakash Malla had repelled 3 earlier attacks of Gorkha, but this day he did not even prepare for his defense. Instead, he ordered the Indra Jatra festivities to go ahead as scheduled. His ill-prepared troops, drunk on the local alcohol, could not put up much of a resistance, and the invading king received the first blessing of Kumari, the living goddess, as the king of the country. And it was this day Prithvinarayan Saha, the king of Gorkha, annexed Kathmandu into his kingdom, which was later to be Nepal. King Tribhuvan died in 1955, 6 months after the Kumari reportedly refused to put a tika on his forehead. His son, King Mahendra, died when he failed to pay his respect to the Kumari in 1971. The Kumari's hair was unruly and couldn't be tied properly into a knot during the first people movement of 1990, and apparently the caretaker could only successfully tie it after King Birendra decided to become a constitutional monarch. Also, 3 weeks before the royal massacre of 1st June 2001, the Kumari had many rashes. A Kumari is believed to be the incarnation of Taleju. The Kumari always wear red clothes, hair in a top knot, and the fiery eye painted on her forehead. Thank you.